The story begins with a girl named Mary. She walks into her house and heads to the bathroom, but as soon as she opens the door, she is frozen by what she sees. Inside, a man in a raincoat is brutally hurting a woman. In that terrifying moment, the man looks up at Mary. He shakes his head and says, "This is what you like, right?" Mary is in total shock because the man is her friend, James. He shouldn't even be there. He should be in jail. Panicking, she thinks to herself, maybe this is just a bad dream. She quickly shuts the door and takes her medicine to calm down. You see, in reality, Mary just got out of jail a few days ago herself. She was sent there for setting James on fire. A bit later, Mary goes to a gas station for a job interview. When the owner finds out about her criminal record, he asks her to explain what happened. With a heavy heart, Mary admits it was her mistake and says she has already served her time. Since her parole officer was the one who sent her there, the owner decides to give her a chance and hires her. Mary is so happy and thankful because she knows how hard it is for someone with her past to find honest work. Her friend drives her home afterward, and we see that same scene from the beginning again. After taking her medicine, Mary starts to feel a little better. Suddenly, her parole officer shows up. He notices how nervous she is and suspects she's hiding something. He marches over and opens the bathroom door, but there is nothing there. He firmly tells Mary to take her medicine on time and warns her never to tell anyone about these bad visions, or she'll be sent straight to a mental hospital. Later, Mary goes for a walk in the park to try and relax. But while she's there, she sees James again. Terrified, she spins around and sees her friend standing there, but when she looks back, James has vanished. Her friend takes her out to dinner to calm her nerves. At the restaurant, Mary insists that she saw James and that he must have escaped from prison. Her friend just can't believe it and asks, "How can that be possible?" Right then, Mary has another vision. She sees her friend bleeding from the head. Her friend realizes what's happening and snaps her fingers to wake Mary up. Mary begins to feel truly desperate, wondering if all of this is just falling apart inside her head. When she gets home, the phone rings. A woman's voice on the other end says, "You watched my daughter die and did nothing. Now I will kill you myself." Shaking, Mary hangs up, but the phone won't stop ringing. She pulls the cord out of the wall, but the voice keeps talking through the dead line. In a fit of rage and fear, she smashes the phone to pieces. Mary is supposed to go to her night shift at the gas station with her friend, but just then, thunder rolls across the sky. It looks like a huge storm is coming. On the way there, Mary tells her friend how much she fears rainy nights. When they arrive, the rain is pouring down. Inside, her co-worker smiles and walks her through her tasks for the night. Once he's sure she's got it, he leaves. Her friend tells her to stay safe and promises to pick her up in the morning before driving away. But as her friend reaches her car, a man in a raincoat holding a hammer is standing there, watching her. She rolls down her window to throw away a cigarette, and the man suddenly steps up and hits her in the face with the hammer. He pulls her out of the car and drags her away. She screams for help, but the sound of the rain is so loud that nobody can hear her. Inside the station, Mary is feeling bored and lonely, so she steps out to light a cigarette. Suddenly, she sees the man in the raincoat walking toward her. She blinks, looks back, and he's gone. Back inside, she feels a strange chill, like she's not alone. Someone walks past her, but she doesn't notice. Then, the phone rings. A woman asks what time the shop closes. Mary tells her and hangs up. Seconds later, the same woman calls back and asks the exact same question. She calls a third and a fourth time, asking over and over. Mary is terrified. Just as she's about to speak, the voice says, "You like watching people die, right?" It's the same voice from before. Mary hangs up and rushes to take her medicine. A truck driver comes in next. He's a regular and looks around for the owner. He jokes with Mary, saying, "You look like a friend of mine." He buys his things and leaves, but he forgets his credit card. Mary runs outside to give it back, but he's not in his truck. Suddenly, a man covered in flames appears right in front of her. Mary screams and backs away, bumping into a worker sent by the owner to check on her. Back inside, Mary points out the driver's truck. The worker tells her, "I know him. He left that card on purpose. It's his trick to talk to women. He'll be back." As they talk, he asks Mary about her time in jail. Mary opens up and tells him the whole story. Her friend James was a serial killer who murdered 35 girls. At first, she didn't know, but one day she found him killing a girl in the basement. He threatened to kill her and her family if she spoke up. He even forced her to watch his crimes. When he killed the 35th girl, she couldn't take the guilt anymore. While he was sleeping, she set the house on fire to end it. They both survived, but were badly burned. James got life in prison, and Mary went to jail for covering for him. Ever since, her mind has been broken, and she sees James everywhere. The worker feels sorry for her and tries to comfort her before heading outside. 2 customers come in, and while Mary is checking them out, the phone rings. It's playing the song James used to play before he killed someone. Mary hangs up, trembling. The customers see her face, get spooked, and leave, mentioning on their way out that the bathroom is blocked. Meanwhile, the worker's car breaks down on the road. When he gets out to check it, the man in the raincoat hits him over the head with a hammer. Mary goes to the bathroom to check the blockage. She looks in the mirror and feels someone behind her, but no one is there. She tells herself it's just another vision. Then, she sees a card and some hair on the floor. It's her best friend's card. Mary's heart sinks. Suddenly, a bloody hand grabs her. A bloody woman appears, screaming, "Why didn't you save me?" Mary shuts her eyes tight, praying it isn't real. When she opens them, the room is empty. She runs back into the shop where her parole officer is waiting. He asks if she's okay, and she lies and says yes. He goes to use the bathroom. Just then, another customer walks in wearing a raincoat. Mary looks at his face and freezes. It's James! She tries to tell herself it's a hallucination, but then the man slaps her across the face so hard it brings her to tears. She's so confused. Is this real or fake? She closes her eyes, and when she opens them, the man has turned into a woman in a raincoat. It's the woman from the phone. She asks, "When does the shop close?" Mary loses it and starts screaming at her. The parole officer runs out and sees Mary yelling at a regular customer. He's convinced she's lost her mind and warns her one last time before leaving. Suddenly, a car pulls up. It's her friend's car. Mary goes out, confused as to why she's back so late. She sees writing on the mirror. "You like seeing this, right?" Terrified, she runs back inside and calls the owner, leaving a message saying something is wrong, but she's too scared to call the police in case it's all in her head. She looks out for the worker, but his car has vanished. An alarm goes off in the storeroom. Mary follows the sound and finds her friend and the worker tied to chairs. She runs to the counter to call for help, but the woman in the raincoat appears, holding a photo of one of James's victims. She's the mother of that girl, and she wants revenge on Mary for watching her daughter die. The woman lunges at her with a knife. Mary runs, but the woman pins her down. Just as she's about to kill Mary, the parole officer returns and shoots the woman dead. He then gives Mary some chilling news. The prison lost power, and many prisoners escaped. James was one of them. Mary realizes that her visions of James weren't visions at all. He was actually there. Before they can react, James sneaks up and hits the officer with his hammer. He knocks Mary out too. When Mary wakes up, James has tied them all up. He kills the officer with the hammer right in front of her and chokes her friend with plastic. He then turns to the worker and pours gas all over him. But before he can light the match, the truck driver from earlier pulls up. James goes outside to deal with him. Mary and the worker manage to free themselves and grab a gun, hiding near the door. The truck driver sees the blood, panics, and calls the police. They tell him to stay out, but he goes inside anyway. James is right behind him. As the driver turns, James hits him in the throat with the hammer. The driver stumbles toward the door, and Mary, thinking it's James, shoots and kills him by mistake. Now, Mary knows she has to be careful. The worker takes the gun, and they decide to fight back. James turns off the power, hiding in the darkness. The worker is too scared to move, knowing they only have 2 bullets left. Police sirens finally scream in the distance. As they move forward, James attacks from the shadows and wounds the worker. Mary hides behind a shelf. James turns the lights back on to find her, which actually gives Mary the chance to bolt for the exit. She runs outside and meets a policeman. She's hysterical, screaming, "He is coming! We have to leave!" The police don't believe her at first, but they put her in the car. Suddenly, James fires a shot, killing the policeman instantly. Mary runs to an old house nearby and grabs a metal shovel. James follows her. She manages to hit him with it, but it barely slows him down. She runs back to the gas station and locks herself in the office. She sees a deer head on the wall and pulls it down. When James breaks through the door, Mary lunges, driving the sharp antlers into him with everything she has. James falls. Mary grabs the phone and calls the police. James, still breathing, pulls the antlers out of his body and crawls toward her. He looks her in the eyes and whispers, "I love you very much," before going still. Exhausted and wounded, Mary passes out. When she wakes up the next morning, James's body is gone. He survived and escaped. Looking at the bodies and the blood around the station, she knows for certain now that it was all real. Months later, Mary is living in a new city, working at a hair salon. One night, as she's cleaning the mirror, she looks up. There, standing right behind her in the reflection, is James. He has found her, and the nightmare isn't over.